There are some debts that can never be repaid with money. These are the debts that take a toll on our minds, robbing us of countless nights of sleep, endless opportunities, and leaving us with regrets that cling to us like unshakable shadows. They are intangible, yet their weight is undeniable, and their cost far exceeds any monetary value. The chosen ones. In the grand scheme of existence, there exists a unique form of karma, one that does more than merely restore balance. It is a masterfully designed, almost poetic form of retribution, a bespoke luxury crafted specifically for those audacious enough to cause harm to individuals who are not ordinary, because you, the anointed, are no mere mortal. You are a resonance, an echo that vibrates through higher realms, a force supported by divine energies. When someone dares to cross you, the repercussions are not minor inconveniences, but monumental life lessons that strike at the very core of their being. It is almost as though the universe possesses a mischievous sense of humor, weaving intricate narratives of poetic justice. Picture this: the person who once schemed to sabotage your ascent is now ensnared in the web of their own failures. It is a spectacle, almost cinematic, as if the cosmos herself is enjoying a well-earned break, savoring the irony with a metaphorical bowl of popcorn in hand. But let us be clear, this is not about vengeance. It transcends petty revenge. What unfolds is a manifestation of cosmic justice, a system of balance meticulously designed for those of us who are called to a higher purpose. For those chosen ones, the higher realms keep impeccable records, never missing a single slight or transgression. And when the time comes, the consequences delivered are nothing short of extraordinary, tailored, unforgettable, and deeply impactful. So, prepare yourself. What lies ahead is a dive into a realm where karma does not merely visit, it arrives adorned in grandeur, leaving its mark in ways that linger. For those who dared to wrong you, regret will come not as a fleeting feeling, but as a profound understanding of the gravity of their actions. Trust in the divine process, because the justice reserved for the anointed is as profound as it is inevitable. Some lessons, after all, can only be taught by the universe itself. 1. Karma's intimate design for the chosen ones. Karma for the chosen ones isn't the simple "what goes around comes around." It's as if the universe has a unique, intimate plan for every person who has wronged you, one that goes beyond basic payback. When someone tries to break down a chosen one, it's as if they've unknowingly signed up for an advanced soul-targeted lesson. Unlike random consequences, these are precisely tailored to dig deep, exposing hidden insecurities, fears, and the very flaws that drove them to act out in the first place. This isn't about just teaching them a lesson, it's about awakening them one way or another to the impact of their choices. For someone who tried to undermine you, life may suddenly feel like a mirror showing them all their weaknesses. Maybe they'll find themselves judged, betrayed, or doubted, experiencing the very energy they threw your way. They'll find it harder to get ahead in the areas they thought they were strongest. Where they once had confidence, there's now hesitation. Where they felt control, there's now chaos. This is karma getting personal, hitting them right where it hurts, and forcing them to confront the parts of themselves they'd rather avoid. It's not just about setbacks or bad luck. It's as if the universe gives them an unrelenting, unavoidable life lesson that hits close to home. They're forced to experience not just regret, but a deep, lasting understanding of the harm they tried to inflict on someone who was protected by forces beyond their comprehension. As they're thrown into this spiral, they begin to realize that messing with a chosen one isn't just a mistake, it's a transformative journey they never signed up for but desperately need to complete. In the end, they won't forget. They can't. The lesson is engraved in their path forward. 2. Their personal growth is stunted until they acknowledge the damage. For people who have wronged a chosen one, the consequences aren't just random or unlucky setbacks. They're life-altering roadblocks that seem to freeze them in place. When someone crosses a chosen one, they unknowingly cut off their own path to growth. Life begins to feel like a loop, repeating the same frustrating challenges and keeping them from moving forward. No matter how hard they try, they can't seem to break free from these patterns. Promotions fall through, relationships fall apart, and opportunities slip away, all because they disrupted something much bigger than themselves. It's like they're standing in quicksand. Each attempt to escape only pulls them deeper into the same struggles. This isn't punishment in the traditional sense, it's a force of the universe holding them accountable. The path of growth and success is only available to those who act with integrity. By hurting a chosen one, they've stepped out of alignment with that flow. Now they're stuck, unable to progress until they understand what they did wrong. Every time they think they've finally moved on, life throws them back into that same lesson, pushing them to reflect on the harm they caused. The more they resist acknowledging their mistake, the more intense these setbacks become. Their personal and professional lives are affected in ways they can't explain, as if an invisible force is redirecting every step. Eventually, they begin to sense that their struggle is somehow tied to the chosen one they wronged. They might even start to regret their actions, feeling haunted by a realization that they're stuck until they truly grasp the weight of their choices. Growth will only begin again when they confront and correct the wrong they've done. Until then, they're locked in a cycle, facing the same harsh lessons, unable to evolve. 3. The magnetic echo of your name. When a chosen one's name resonates in higher realms, it's no small thing. Their energy is permanently woven into a sacred frequency, meaning their presence is protected and cherished even by forces beyond our world. So, when someone tries to tear down or harm a chosen one, it's not just a personal attack, it's a disturbance in that higher vibration, like trying to disrupt a sacred song. In doing so, the offender unknowingly calls a response from spiritual forces ready to defend that energy. This isn't just about payback, it's about balance. When someone brings harm to a chosen one, the universe must act to restore the energy they disrupted. The name of a chosen one doesn't fade away or get lost. Instead, it echoes stronger, growing louder in the realms that recognize and honor it. As this happens, the person who wronged them feels a shift in their life. Small things start going wrong, relationships grow strained, opportunities slip away. They might not see the connection at first, but it's as if life itself is sending them warning signs: you messed with something bigger than you realized. As the chosen one's light grows brighter, the remorse in the person who wronged them grows too. They start to feel the consequences on a deeply personal level, a sense of being haunted by a mistake that never fully leaves them. It's a powerful reminder that when you harm someone with a higher calling, you're not just hurting them, you're disrupting an energy that carries divine significance. For that, there's a price to pay that's far deeper than any simple regret. It's a reminder they carry with them like a shadow, unable to escape. 4. The weight of watching your glow rise. When someone tries to take advantage of or betray a chosen one, they don't realize that they're setting themselves up for a relentless, haunting regret. It's a type of karma that doesn't just disappear over time, it lingers, sticking to them in ways they can't shake off. Instead of moving on, they find themselves haunted by constant reminders of the person they wronged. It's not just fleeting thoughts, it's as if memories, situations, and even people start to trigger reminders of the chosen one. This isn't just some guilty conscience, it's like the universe is actively replaying the past, forcing them to confront what they did. They may find themselves in conversations that loop back to what happened, hear songs that bring back memories, or even bump into people who somehow remind them of the chosen one. These aren't accidents. It's as though life is pressing on a bruise, reminding them of the pain they caused over and over until it becomes impossible to ignore. Over time, this regret becomes like a shadow they can't outrun. It shows up in quiet moments, gnawing at their peace. They might even try to cover it up, burying themselves in distractions, new relationships, or anything that helps them avoid facing what they did. But no matter how much they run, it keeps coming back, pulling them into the same uncomfortable space. It's a cycle that doesn't end until they're willing to acknowledge the harm they caused and feel the weight of it. This regret isn't a quick pang of guilt, it's a lingering ache, a relentless reminder of a choice they can't undo. In this endless loop, they come to understand that some actions have consequences that never fully fade, no matter how hard they try to bury them. They're left with a haunting realization they may have hurt someone unique, someone who carries a divine purpose, and that mistake now marks their own path forward in a way they can't escape. 5. Luxury karma brings unique losses and deprivation. For those who have wronged a chosen one, karma doesn't just knock at the door, it walks in and makes itself at home, rearranging their life in a way they never expected. But it's not the usual payback, it's targeted, precise, and hits them where it hurts most. This isn't just a case of bad luck. It's as if the universe looks deep into their heart, finds what they hold most dear, and makes that the center of their regret. If their pride was in their career, their professional life might unravel. If they valued their social standing, relationships could start to crumble. It's like everything they place their worth in begins slipping through their fingers. What's particularly intense about this type of karma is that it's not random or scattered. There's almost an artistry to it, as though the universe itself is teaching them exactly how it feels to have something valuable stripped away. They might start losing the things they believe define them. Success turns elusive, people they trusted turn their backs, and the secure ground they once stood on starts feeling shaky. They're left wondering why everything they've built feels like it's slowly being dismantled. This isn't just a coincidence, it's the universe mirroring the harm they inflicted, showing them firsthand the emptiness they tried to create for someone else. The regret becomes rewritten content, consuming because they're watching their own life lose the very things they assumed they could count on. Every loss, every setback, every betrayal is a mirror, reflecting their actions back at them. Over time, they realize that these losses aren't just unfortunate events, they're messages, a constant reminder from the universe of the harm they caused. This targeted karma ensures they experience the same sense of emptiness and loss they once tried to impose, making sure they understand that every action leaves its mark. 6. Isolation from authentic connections. When someone wrongs a chosen one, it often triggers a unique kind of isolation, a loneliness that goes deeper than being alone. This isn't a typical rift or just bad luck with relationships. Instead, the offender starts to notice that people around them begin to drift away one by one without any clear reason. Friends stop reaching out, family members grow distant, and even colleagues become less receptive. It's as if an invisible force is slowly but surely creating a divide, isolating them from genuine human connection. This isolation isn't about punishment, but rather a kind of energetic echo. The emptiness they intended for you now surrounds them, leaving them unable to find the kind of deep, authentic connections that make life meaningful. People in their circle may start to feel something off without understanding why. It's like an unseen signal that subtly pushes others to back away, leaving the offender in a strange, almost eerie solitude. Over time, they find it harder to connect, and any new relationship or friendship feels hollow and fleeting, lacking the warmth they once took for granted. This forced solitude becomes an intense mirror, reflecting the harm they tried to inflict. The more they try to bridge the gap with others, the wider it seems to grow, leaving them in a space where they're forced to confront the emotional distance they once tried to impose on a chosen one. Without meaningful relationships, they're left with an aching loneliness they can't fill, a constant reminder of the energy they unleashed. This isolation doesn't just leave them alone, it leaves them in a silence that weighs heavy, making them realize that genuine connection is not something to take for granted. Harming someone of purpose has left them adrift, with no easy way back. 7 powerful manifestations from other realms against them. When someone wrongs a chosen one, they're not just up against earthly consequences, they're facing forces from realms they can't see or comprehend. These aren't simple setbacks or coincidences, they're roadblocks that feel as if they materialize out of nowhere, stopping every move, every plan, and every intention. This is more than karma. It's the direct intervention of unseen entities who fiercely protect those marked by higher purpose. These forces don't operate by human rules or timelines. For the one who wronged you, there's no way to escape or bargain with them. The protection granted to a chosen one doesn't end where the visible world does. These entities, whether guides, guardians, or even ancestral spirits, intercede with unyielding energy that only amplifies over time. The person who tried to harm you will begin to experience obstacles that don't make sense, projects that stall without reason, relationships that deteriorate out of the blue, and a constant feeling of being blocked no matter what they try to accomplish. These roadblocks seem to come from nowhere, but they're precise and powerful, crafted by forces with a singular purpose to shield you. This experience goes beyond a guilty conscience or a run of bad luck. It's as if an invisible barrier rises up every time they try to move forward, as if something beyond this world is watching and responding. These forces don't just protect, they actively enforce balance, making it clear that any attempt to disrupt a chosen one's path will come with relentless consequences. Those who cross this line learn, often the hard way, that they're up against powers they can't understand, let alone control. That realization that there's no escape becomes a haunting lesson of its own, a reminder that some boundaries aren't meant to be crossed. 8. Protected. Number 9. Constant, unavoidable reminders of you. For those who wrong a chosen one, regret becomes a constant companion. It weaves reminders of their actions into nearly every corner of their life. They may try to move on, but echoes of the person they wronged begin to surface in unexpected places, conversations, news stories, even in casual encounters with people who carry a hint of the same energy they once tried to undermine. These reminders aren't just random coincidences, they seem to follow them, becoming unavoidable markers of a path they tried to derail. Every success story they encounter, every person living freely or achieving a dream, reminds them of what they tried to take away from you. These glimpses into lives thriving against odds will cut deeper, bringing them back to the moment they chose to interfere with someone who was walking a higher path. It's not just guilt, but an aching realization of what they lost in trying to hold someone else back. They'll notice your influence in places they least expect, people wearing a similar style, having a mannerism, or an energy that's unmistakably reminiscent of you. The universe, in its own subtle way, keeps you present in their life as a reminder of what could have been if they had chosen a different path. They'll see again and again that the light they tried to dim continues to shine, but now in places they can't reach. This constant, unavoidable presence of you in their surroundings becomes a haunting awareness they can't escape. It's a lasting consequence, as though life itself is whispering, reminding them of the purpose they tried to disrupt and the lasting impact of that choice. They're left with the haunting knowledge that you're flourishing elsewhere, untouched by their actions, and that your essence, unstoppable and resilient, will forever serve as a reminder of what they lost. 9. Repetition of life's hard lessons. When someone chooses to wrong a chosen one, they unknowingly sign themselves up for a relentless cycle of life's hard lessons. It's as if the universe is holding a mirror, forcing them to confront the very struggles they tried to create for someone with a higher calling. They find themselves stuck in patterns they can't seem to break. Relationships fall apart for similar reasons, no matter how different each new connection seems. Businesses fail, not because of a lack of effort, but due to obstacles that feel strangely familiar, almost as if they're walking in circles, unable to break free from the same set of challenges. This isn't random bad luck or a temporary rough patch. It's a repetitive loop that keeps throwing the same problems back at them until they're willing to understand the lesson behind it. Joy becomes something they only get in glimpses. They may achieve a milestone or feel happy for a moment, but before they know it, that satisfaction slips away, leaving them empty once more. It's as if life refuses to let them find true peace or fulfillment until they've come to terms with the harm they caused. This cycle isn't just punishment, it's a forceful push for them to face their actions. Every setback, every failed relationship, Every fleeting moment of joy is a nudge from the universe, pressing them to finally understand and own up to the energy they put out. Life will continue to serve them the same lesson in harsher forms until they truly absorb its message. Only then, when they acknowledge the weight of what they did and the impact it had, might they find a way out of this loop. Until that day, the repetition remains unyielding, a reflection of the spiritual imbalance they created by trying to harm someone whose path was divinely protected. Number 10. Their own doubts and fears amplified. For those who harm a chosen one, karma doesn't just come in the form of outward setbacks. It takes root deep within their mind, amplifying their doubts and fears until they become overwhelming. This isn't a simple case of feeling remorse, rather. It's a powerful, inescapable storm of insecurity that grows louder and more persistent, mirroring the very harm they tried to inflict. It's as if every shadow they tried to cast on you now looms over them, feeding their anxiety, amplifying their weaknesses, and making their mind a battleground of inner turmoil. This amplified self-doubt grows at them in the quiet moments, filling their mind with questions they can't easily shake. Are they truly enough? Will they ever find satisfaction? Every insecurity they've buried starts to resurface, making them feel smaller and more vulnerable with each passing day. Their confidence, once strong enough to think they could disrupt someone else's path, begins to erode, replaced by a relentless sense of inadequacy. They find it hard to escape this inner chaos because the very energy they used to harm you now fuels the intensity of their own fears. This internal struggle becomes a kind of psychological punishment, a constant, self-inflicted reminder of the imbalance they tried to create. As they navigate life, the simplest tasks feel more challenging, and every decision is clouded by doubt. Their mind becomes a relentless critic, holding them back from experiencing true peace or clarity. This turmoil isn't something they can run from or numb away. It's a karmic mirror reflecting the energy they projected. Over time, they come to realize that this haunting self-doubt is a consequence of their own actions, an unshakable reminder of the harm they caused and the protection that guards a chosen one's path. Number 11. An unbreakable blessing shield around you. For a chosen one, every attempted harm only amplifies the unbreakable shield of blessings surrounding them. It's as if the universe has a built-in defense mechanism that doesn't just block negativity but converts it into strength, clarity, and opportunity. Each negative intention aimed in your direction becomes fuel, reinforcing your journey and ensuring that no ill will can break through. This is the essence of luxury karma, a kind of cosmic protection that grows stronger the more it's challenged. This blessing shield isn't just passive protection, it's an active strengthening force. When others attempt to bring you down, their energy meets a barrier that sends it right back to them, multiplied. You don't have to lift a finger or retaliate, because this shield transforms those negative actions into blessings. Your path becomes more fortified with every attempt against you, making your progress feel effortless even in the face of opposition. This isn't simply luck, it's a direct reflection of the divine favor surrounding you, a constant reminder that your purpose is protected by forces beyond understanding. In this luxury karma season, your blessings become untouchable, and your rise unstoppable. Each setback meant for you is deflected and turned into something beneficial, bringing you closer to your goals with surprising speed. Those who try to interfere will watch in frustration as you only grow stronger, your life increasingly filled with opportunities they can't touch or influence. This blessing shield ensures that, no matter what anyone does, your journey will be uninterrupted. You'll continue to rise, proving time and again that a chosen one's path is protected by an unbreakable force that defies all opposition. Number 12. Visionary power and influence granted to you. There is a unique, almost poetic irony in the regret of those who once wronged a chosen one. Their regret is not just about your success, it is about the style, grace, and confidence with which you achieve it. They are left scratching their heads, bewildered, trying to unravel the mystery of where they went wrong. What stings even more is that every effort they poured into blocking your path seems to have propelled you further, like a slingshot powered by their own negativity. You rise effortlessly, gathering influence, commanding respect, and shining brightly in places where you were once dismissed or overlooked. It is as if the very energy meant to hinder you has transformed into fuel, turbocharging your journey. Now, as you stride forward, they are left watching in awe and disbelief, as though you are holding up a triumphant banner that reads, "Thanks for the boost." The cosmic joke is undeniable. The universe has turned their intentions on their head, making their resistance the catalyst for your extraordinary ascent. As your reputation grows and your influence expands, something even more remarkable happens. Those who doubted you, those who cast you aside or underestimated your potential, now scramble to change their tune. They sing your praises, hoping to rewrite history, pretending they always knew you were destined for greatness. But you see through their facade the panic behind their forced smiles, the quiet desperation in their eyes as they try to align themselves with your rising star. It is almost amusing, the way they attempt to mask their regret while secretly envying your success. The universe, it seems, has played a clever trick. Every push meant to knock you down became a bounce that sent you soaring higher. In unseen realms, your rise creates ripples, powerful echoes of resilience and karmic justice that cannot be ignored. For those who tried to derail your path, the reality of your achievements is like a never-ending rerun of a story they never wanted to witness. It is a show they cannot switch off, a reminder they cannot escape. And there is humor in it, a bitter pill for them to swallow, wrapped in the sweetness of poetic justice. They thought they had the power to dim your light, but instead they became unwilling contributors to your brilliance. Now, you glow like a neon beacon of success, unreachable, undeniable, and impossible to ignore. They are left on the sidelines, holding their proverbial popcorn, forced to watch as you continue to ascend, the taste of regret lingering with every scene. The ultimate punchline. They were the ones who unwittingly helped light your way. The journey of a chosen one is a testament to resilience, purpose, and the unyielding support of higher realms. Every attempt to dim their light only amplifies their glow. Every obstacle transforms into fuel, and every wrong done to them ricochets back with a force that leaves an undeniable impact. For those who attempted to stand in the way, regret is inevitable as they watch a destiny unfold that their actions could never touch or alter. As a chosen one, you carry an aura fortified by more than just personal strength. It's protected by forces unseen, a cosmic shield that turns every setback into a stepping stone. With every success you achieve, you embody a life of purpose that resonates across realms, a life that defies the limits others try to impose. Those who wronged you are left not only with regrets, but also a sense of awe and disbelief, witnessing a rise they could never have anticipated. This journey isn't about revenge or vindication. It's about the unfolding of your true path. In the face of doubt, betrayal, or sabotage, you don't just survive, you ascend with grace, leaving behind a trail of light that only grows stronger with each step forward. This is not just a story, it is your story, a tale of resilience, unwavering purpose, and a destiny so powerful that no obstacle could ever derail it. It is a testament to the strength of the human spirit, to the courage it takes to rise above doubt and adversity. For those who underestimated you or sought to diminish your light, your rise serves as a profound reminder: true power is not born from control, manipulation, or fear. It emerges from authenticity, alignment, and a spirit so steadfast that nothing can shake it. As they reflect on their choices, perhaps carrying the weight of regret, your eyes remain fixed on the boundless heights before you. Every step you take radiates purpose, a clear testament to the calling that has always guided you. Your path is not merely protected, it is propelled by an unstoppable force, and every stride forward is a declaration of your divine mission. And that, truly, is the sweetest and most profound truth of all: you were always meant to rise. Though others may have played their roles, some as adversaries, some as silent witnesses, your journey was, is and forever will be untouchable. The trials were never the end, they were merely stepping stones on the road to something extraordinary. If this exploration of resilience, empowerment, and the incredible journey of chosen individuals has resonated with you, let this be an invitation to delve deeper. Hit that subscribe button and join a community dedicated to unlocking the mysteries of life, where we sprinkle wisdom, share inspiration, and yes, have a little fun along the way. Your presence means more than words can convey, and trust me, there is so much more to come. Together, we will keep this journey alive, exploring the depths of empowerment and celebrating every victory. Stay blessed, stay aligned, and let us walk this extraordinary path hand in hand. God bless you.